So before we start creating anything, let's first go through the sidebar and all of Notion settings. So at the top, you can use the search function to search for anything inside of your Notion workspace. And on the right, you'll be able to see a preview of the content inside of that page. And you can also use the shortcut Control or Command K in order to open up the search window. Underneath the search, we have updates, which is where you will get all of your notifications inside of your workspace. So if someone tags you, if you have a reminder for a date, everything will show up here. And if you have Notion installed on your phone, then you'll also get the notification on your phone. And inside of these notifications and reminders, you can always click on one of these pages in order to open it, as well as the actual property. Now for each notification or reminder, you can mark it as read by clicking on this button. You can archive it, you can change some of the other settings, and you can also mark everything as read by clicking here. You can archive everything, and you can view everything under archived, or you can just view everything underneath all. Next is a button to create a new page, which we'll get to in the next module. You have a section for your favorites. So if you favorite a page like this, then it will show up inside of this section. All of your normal Notion pages will show up here. And if you're sharing something with someone else, then you'll also have a shared section. Then at the bottom, you have the trash, which is where you'll find all of your deleted pages. You can restore them by just clicking on this button, and you can also permanently delete the page by clicking on this trash icon. So if you accidentally deleted something, then you can just go back and restore the page. And if you want to empty your bin to free up space inside of Notion, then yeah, it's a hassle to do it manually. So there is a Chrome extension that you can just install and then click a button and everything is removed. I'll leave the link to that inside of my free Notion Wizards community in case you want to use that and check that out. But yeah, this is the trash. Then we have the import section. So you can import CSV files, Google Docs, HTML, stuff from Word, Excel. You can basically import data inside of Notion, but we'll cover that in depth later. Then you have the template section. Here you can find community templates. These are Notion's default template. If you click here at the bottom to more templates, then you'll be able to find other templates by the community that you can just duplicate to your Notion workspace. So you would just click here and then click on Get Template here at the bottom in order to duplicate it to your Notion, which will show up in the sidebar. Then you can create a team space. So this is for, well, teams. If you have a team, then you can group them, you can manage them, you can organize them a lot better, but you would need access to the paid plan in order to use this. So yeah, this is more for teams. Then you have the calendar, which will open up Notion's calendar app, either on your browser or if you have the app installed, it will open up the app. And here you can connect multiple calendars too. So for example, your Google Calendar, you can connect your task database, projects, meetings, content. You can have everything inside of this one calendar, color coded. You can share availability so people can book calls with you based on your available time slot. Yeah, basically there's a lot you can do with it, but that's something totally separate from actually Notion. It's a mini course in of itself, which I'll likely do inside of my community. But yeah, so that's the Notion calendar. And then lastly, we have the settings, which is where you can actually change everything inside of your Notion workspace. So at the top, you have your account settings, which is where you can change your name, your profile picture, email, password, add two-step verification, and also support, and also delete your account. You can log out as well. My settings, this is where you can change to dark mode. So obviously that's probably the first thing you have to do when you get Notion. You can open on start. You can either choose last visited page or the top page in your sidebar. So this is like if you click on this button to open a new tab, it will either open the last visited page or the top page. Open links in desktop app. So this is basically if you open a Notion link on your browser, then it will automatically open it inside of your desktop app. Then you have command search, which is the ability to open the search bar inside of Notion, even if Notion isn't active. You have command search shortcut, so you can click on this to customize the shortcut used to trigger the command search. So this is when this is inactive. So if I toggle this on, you'll be able to customize this. So if I exit out of Notion and press this keyboard shortcut, then it will open up Notion's search bar. So just to show you, I'm now on my desktop. Notion is minimized, as you can see here at the bottom. And if I press Ctrl-Shift-K, it will open up the Notion search menu. Then you have the date and time. So if you have this turned on, it will automatically detect where you are and update your time zone. Then you have the privacy settings. So you can customize your cookie settings. I don't even fully know what that means. You can show your view history. So people with edit or full access will be able to see when you've last viewed a page. So you can either record that information or not. And then profile discoverability. This is for when people type in your email inside of this share button here at the top in order to invite you, that they can see your profile and just select you and invite you to their Notion workspace. Then you have your notification settings. So you can turn on or off your mobile notifications, desktop notifications, and Slack notifications. So you can actually link Notion to a Slack account, and you can even set up automations where if a team member updates a project, then you get the notifications out of Slack. Then you have email notifications. So if you want to see what's going on inside of your workspace, you can turn this on. Same with email digest, but this is just like every 8 hours. So this is more useful for teams rather than like personal, like working on your own. And then here at the bottom, you can also subscribe to Notion's, newsletter to receive product launches, features, and basically updates in regards to Notion. You can also unsubscribe by just clicking here. Then you have your connections, which is all your third-party connections to Notion. So this is everything from Google Drive to Zapier or third-party tools like ChartPage to create Notion charts. Everything will show up here. And then the last tab underneath the account section is language and region. So you can change the language of your Notion workspace. You can enable spell checkers, and you can also choose whether or not the start of the week is on Monday or Sunday. And now let's move on into the workspace settings. Here you can change your workspace name and your icon. You can also change the domain. So this is if you share Notion sites. So in my case, this will be christemplate.notioonsite, etc. You can allow certain email domains. So people with a certain, like thiscompany.com, can automatically join your workspace. A public homepage, you can select a public homepage. You can export your content, you can export members, and you can also see page analytics, as well as delete your entire workspace. Then you have the people tab where you can manage everyone inside of your workspace. You have the section for the members, guests, and groups. So if you have a team space, you'll be able to add members to specific groups, and you can give them access levels. For example, the content team only has access to these pages, marketing team has access to these, HR, etc. So you can add people to a certain team space, certain group, and then only that group has access to certain pages. You do all of that inside of this section. And you can also toggle this on or off, and this will give you a link that you can share with someone, and then if they click, they'll be able to join your workspace. You can add members by just clicking on this and then searching for their email. This is the same as if you would use this share button in the top right. And then you can also import people from Slack. Then you have the plans, which is where you'll be able to upgrade or downgrade your plan, be able to see which one you're on, what that includes, be able to add the AI on top of your plan. So you get 40 free AI prompts that you can use. Otherwise, you have to purchase the AI. And you can click on this button to view all the plans side by side in a table view. For the average user, the free plan is perfectly fine. You don't need to upgrade unless you're someone like me who's actually going to use Notion a lot. Then I would recommend getting the Plus plan. So the main difference between the two is in the Plus plan, you have unlimited file size for files that you can upload, whereas the free plan only has up to 5 megabytes. The free plan only has 7 days worth of page history, where the Plus plan you can go back 30 days. And then also automations, that's only inside of the Plus plan. So you can have basic automations, but not the actual, like where you change the status and then this thing in this database updates. I'll show automations in that one section. But yeah, you don't have access to automations inside of the free plan. And then also you can only have one synced database inside the free plan, whereas in the Plus plan, you have an unlimited amount of synced databases that you can use. And then the other two are for businesses in order to manage your team more effectively. And you also get access to a bunch of extra features, especially on the enterprise plan. You get access to all of these, but you would just need to compare between the two and decide which one works for you and your business. Next is the billing. So this is all your billing information with what card you're paying, when you're paying, the address, and also all of your invoices. So you can find everything inside of this billing section. Next is the sites tab, which is where you'll be able to find all your public Notion pages. So currently I'm inside of my workspace where I host all of my Notion templates that I'm giving away for free or selling. So obviously there's going to be a lot, and I can just go in here. If I want to find a specific one, click on the settings. In order to change the settings, unpublish it, copy the link. You can also click on this button to copy the link, and also click on this one to actually view the site. And if I just want to go to the page, I just click here and it will open up the page. The next two tabs is for businesses. So the first one is for security. You'll be able to change your security settings for your business workspace, and for identity and provisioning, you can change your domain management, user management, single sign-on, and SEIM provisioning settings inside of Notion. Then we have connections, which is where you'll be able to find all of your third-party integrations. And if you have an enterprise plan, then you can also unlock these. And at the bottom, you'll be able to develop or manage your own integrations, as well as browse connections inside the gallery. And then the last tab is for importing. So you can import files like CSV files, like an Excel spreadsheet. You can import that into Notion, Google Docs, Trello, Evernote. You can upload zip files from your computer. Basically just import the data from other apps and files into Notion. And that's it for the second module. All the basic settings is now out of the way. So in the next module, we'll actually start building something and create pages. And I'll also walk you through the page menu in the top right.